Welcome back, and today we're going to look at the graffiti of Keith Haring and create our own little chalk graffiti art. It's going to look kind of like this, and we're going to look at some of his work. If you watched the other video and built the tinfoil sculpture, you've already seen these pictures, but if you haven't, these are going to be brand new. So remember, he made those abstract people using lines, shape, and color. This picture of the dance party is what we're actually going to be pulling from to make our own little graffiti dance party here. This next picture has a lot more people. They're still having this big dance party. They're stacked on top of each other, having a great time there. Still with our bold lines, bright colors, and abstract shapes. That means that we can't see the details of the people. It just gives you the idea that a person's there. And this last picture is the one we want to focus on for this video. It's actually a graffiti picture that Mr. Haring painted on this wall. So a graffiti artist is someone who does paint on a wall, draw on a wall, whatever it is on the wall. He started in the subway system of New York City. He would find black boards and use white chalk to create his pictures. And then people started hiring him to paint walls in New York City and other places too. He started going around the world. In France, for example, he actually had 900 kids paint with him on one of his murals at a children's hospital. Now notice that these people or shapes have a lot of repeating patterns. They're just flipped over the other way and they kind of repeat. Even down here we see some of that. This is because when you have such a big wall to fill, I mean, look at these people compared to this wall. That's a big space. You need to make it a little easier and a little quicker. So a graffiti artist normally makes these stencils that they can either trace or spray paint around so that they can make the same object quickly and fill up that space. So Mr. Haring's repeating object is often his people, and he might put them in different colors or flip the stencil over so they face a different way. And that's kind of what we're going to look at today when we create our own chalk graffiti. All right, we're going to list our supplies, look at how to make it, and once you finish it on paper, you could even do it outside if it's a nice day. For supplies today, you'll need a piece of paper, some scissors, a pencil, an empty cereal box you'll be cutting out just a piece of, and some chalk and a black crayon. Your first step is going to be to quickly sketch out 6 stick figures. If you watched the other video, I'm using the same paper. If you're doing both projects, you can use the same sketches. So I went ahead and sketched 6 stick people in movement positions. They've got to be moving around. They could be kicking, flossing, playing an air guitar, whatever it is, just dancing, running, whatever. Just go ahead and get those 6 stick figures on there. You're going to pick 1, maybe even 2 of these figures to create a stencil out of in the abstract style of Keith Haring. All right, so I've got my piece of cereal box here. It was just the front of it. I cut out like this. This is what I'm going to make my stencils on. So I can bring my sketches over, put them beside it to decide. Also keep in mind your stencil's got to fit on the piece of paper. So you don't want it to take up this whole cereal box. It needs to be smaller so that you can fit a couple of them on your paper. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pick 2 and make 2 stencils. Watch carefully while I draw. I'm going to show you how to use that very basic element of art, line, to create your shape of the abstract human. Okay, so I just used a line. I drew a circle up here, then I went down, and then I followed that line with another line. Over here I went up, followed it with another line, made a very simple body and 2 lines out for the legs. It's a very simple thing. You don't have to have any details or worry if it looks perfect. It's abstract. Okay, now that I've got my two guys cut out here, I'm going to take a blank sheet of paper. I'm going to go ahead and start placing them on here. They can overlap a little if you want. They can go off the page a little. That's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and put maybe one right here, and I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to choose one color of chalk. And I'm going to take it right around the edge of my stencil. So I need to hold them down. And I'm just going to kind of make lines like this coming out from him all around the stencil. You can use the side of the chalk, whatever you want to use. Just make sure you're holding that stencil nice and flat. Try not to move him. And then, when you pick him up, you've got your little dancing man there. Take your next stencil, go ahead and put him down like this. Pick a different color. And trace around him. You're going to take your black crayon and make an outline inside of your colors. He always had bold black lines with his colors.